guys. I've started this going live thing, and I had a little bit of time on my hands, so I thought I would introduce y'all to basically one of my new favorite games. Gotta put that in. Whoops. Oh no. Alright, fine. Restart. Oh, that got off to a good start. At least you guys get to experience this. So this game, by this I mean the intro, but this game here was actually originally, I believe, for the Game Gear, which is something I'm actually waiting to get. I'm going to have to replace the capacitors, I believe, in it. But, yeah, I don't know where this... You know what? I'm going to start a new game. And, I don't know, what do I'll just be me. There we go. I have $2,000. Spend the most, because that usually works well. Oh. This, so I haven't had a controller pack until recently, or I'm sorry, the Rumble pack until recently. And it's really a hassle to change it, like, come on, man. Especially in games like 007, The World Is Not Enough, or as I call it, Twine! Now you can see you get weapons here, and I think you do that in the original as well, but here they have more variety. As you level up, like, you get a cop nightstick, but you also get one of the electric nightsticks. It's pretty cool. Oh, yeah. So you can hit the guys, you can elbow them. There's a myriad of things that I have yet to learn because I'm completely new. You can do wheelies, and eventually the cop is going to come after you. And, yeah, you get to beat him up. Don't know if this is loud enough. Oh. Okay, so you can get yourself in an accident, you can get other people in an accident. There's a variety of things that can happen here. Ooh. Like if I ran into that sign, I would have been fucked. Come on, man. Get at me. Now the extra fun part is you have to like hold your weapon for a certain amount of time in order to draw it. It's stupid. Okay. What's up? So similar to the original, you just go through the races, and you know, you gain more money, so you can up your game there. Here, I believe you can steal the weapons. I'm gonna attempt to do that. Okay, so that's a kick. One of the downsides to this for me is just the way it controls. Like, the driving is fine, but doing the kicks and all that jazz... Nice. That worked. Okay, so you can hear the cops coming after us, but I'm pretty sure I left them in the dust. Beat it, buddy. So those two now currently green lines on top are my health and my bike's health. So the way you can basically lose is by running into too much stuff or getting hit too much. Generally speaking, you just kind of run into too much stuff and then your bike dies. Oof. Good suspension in this baby. Ooh. Okay, so you can see that my bike bar went down a little bit. What's really nice about this compared to the Game Gear version is you don't have to get up and press A and stuff. I feel like it was also released on Genesis maybe or something? I don't know. Okay, so here comes the cop, but don't matter. So just like in the original, they can bust you. Whoops. Okay. So I placed. A lot easier than I remember it, but then again, I've been playing this a little bit. This is probably my third or fourth time playing this game. But I have to say, love it. It's kind of like one of those much overlooked games, and what's really cool now is that you can basically preview games by downloading them on an emulator, or, you know, whatever, and kind of decide if you want to get a copy. You know, I know that's not how it legally works, but let's face it, that's how it really works. So when I was looking at games for Game Gear, there was, you know, a lot of the ones that I wanted were cheaper than the Nintendo 64 games, which makes sense for like a 2 megabyte game card, you know, compared to 60 something, or I don't know, I think it was 65 megabytes. So PlayStation at the time, because it used CDs, had 10 times that amount of data stored on a CD. But Nintendo just refused to use CDs because this was cheaper. Anyway, where was I? Ah, yes, the original. Second place. Ah, yes. So the original one, it just, they took all the inconveniences out of this original one. I think it may have been on Genesis, but there's some game for Game Gear that I saw, and I think it's Tails, not Sonic and Tails, but Tails something. And people want, like, I saw, and just legit, like, not even with a box or something, they wanted like $50 for this game, which is crazy. They also, I found out, because I mean, basically I've only been into collecting 64 pretty much since it came out. I had a Game Gear when I was a kid, but I think I wound up selling it so I could buy something for my then crush. Yeah, that was probably in like middle school or something. Talk about hopeless romantic. But anyway, oops. I'm gonna fix one up, and I'm gonna start. I'm trying to figure out like how the hell I'm gonna film it. Maybe there's some type of an AV solution. I don't know. Okay, so finally the courses kind of get challenging around this part, it seems. You actually get points for hitting pedestrians. I don't know if you can tell, but I also get points for, you know, I forget what they call it, like hazard pay or something. For when I hit people, for when I hit the cop, for when you're the most wanted. There's a million reasons why you would get, you know, a little bit of bonus money here and there. 4th place, dang. But yeah, Road Rash is definitely on the list of games for me to get for my Game Gear. And it's cool now that I'm getting into collecting. A lot of this stuff is funded by refurbished Nintendo 64s that I sell. Also, you know, I'm getting rid of my duplicate games, which I don't really have. I think I have like 6 or something like that. I thought I had less duplicate games, but for some reason I guess at some point in life I forgot that I had certain games. I don't know why I would have duplicates. It's weird. Alright, here we go. Damn. Okay, so I got busted by this dude.
Hold it right there!
And then you get fined. If your bike breaks down, then you have to pay a decent amount of money to get it fixed. And that's fun too. So, I think this time, I'm just going to try to avoid everyone at all costs. Okay. Nice. Yeah. That's a popo. I'm ignoring you. Go away. That ain't easy. Okay, at least my health is recovering. That's a plus. Nice. Thanks, son. Ooh. They're gaining on me. Alright, at least I got a hill. Nope. Oh, whew. Almost ran into that. So I try not to hit my brake, but I think I should have there. Yeah. I try to just coast. I drive like that in real life too. There we go. It's easy on your brakes, kids. Speaking of which, I'm not looking forward to the commute on 95 today. Fourth place again. Damn it. Alright, well, we're doing well, I guess. Kinda. I don't know, I should investigate if I can buy a new bike yet. And I should also have investigated if fourth placed. I guess it didn't. The other odd thing is your character seems to not have hands. I mean, I just don't know how steering the bike really works there. Oh. Good damage. Alright, so now, now I have to kind of just recover a little bit. Or attempt to, anyway. Chill on the sidewalk, yeah. There are some shortcuts. What's interesting is the game allows what seems to be a certain amount of space that you can shortcut, but then it will, tell you no cheating if you go above that space. So, it's kind of silly. And then I'm pretty sure there are levels. I'm pretty sure there are levels when basically you have to, go some other way just because it makes more sense and it's faster. Yes! So yeah, a friend of mine introduced me to Road Rash. And, by that time, I had been playing Game Gear on an emulator, so when I heard about this, I was like, yes, I need this. Now, N64, I don't play on an emulator because I feel the emulators don't do it justice, especially the controls, This joystick just has a certain feel to it, and no one has replicated it. Like, I remember I put up on Reddit a while back, hey, how do I make a new controller feel like an old one? And somebody was like, yeah, put an old spring in it. Yeah. So I guess that's the current theory, is that, the spring was at a certain tension that gave this whatever feel. Do not want to run into that guy. Whee! Back off, bitches! Alright. And the fun absurdity of this, there you go, is a joy in and of itself. I mean, they had Grand Theft Auto before this, but this is basically Road Rash meets Grand Theft Auto. If only you could knock people off their bikes and steal them. That'd be even cooler. Oh. Whoa, okay. Tried to kick me, it didn't work. eventually similar to the original Game Gear version. Well, I don't know if that's original, but similar to the Game Gear version. Maybe it was a Master System version. I don't know. Look it up. What's the word? The courses change, and especially when you level up bikes, you have to start learning how to negotiate corners or curves better. And some of these races, at least for me, and I'm decent at racing games. Some of these races, you just legit have to study. First place, second place. Fair enough.
Drop it!
Nice. Alright, cool. So I achieved a higher level there. I got some mullah. Let's go to the yieldy bikey shop. I know it's the most expensive bike here, that thing. I guess let's go ahead and spend the money. And I'll go solo. Okay. I remember level 2 not being that hard, but oh, I forgot to. I wish I knew the difference between the normal res and high res. I have a feeling high res was probably for widescreen TVs or something. Oh, nice. But I do notice it makes the scan lines look a hell of a lot better, like they're less obvious this way. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. High resolution. I want to run into you. Now there is a way to wheelie off these guys. Oh, there we go. I've never done that before. Woo! Nice. Oh man, this game is awesome. You know, it's funny, when I was a kid, I invented a sport called bike soccer. And for some reason, it became popular with neighborhood kids. And the idea was you played soccer, but on a bike. And when you were defending the ball or trying to steal the ball, it basically turned into this. I mean, sans weapons, but yeah. I remember somebody wound up breaking their legs, and that was the end of that game. Yes! Second place. So yeah, those were fun times. If you're wondering why I have all that canned air and crap back there, we're in my repair room. This is where I repair all old video games, as well as instruments and speakers. I'm actually working on putting an N64 into the shell of an amplifier. It's a long-term project. I am not, a carpenter, so I'm gonna have to have somebody drill the holes that I need and stuff. But I have a pretty cool design in mind, and what's really cool is I found a shell, an amp shell, that will allow me to basically fit the entire Nintendo 64 in without having to mod it much. And I'm not going to have to change the motherboard because, I was watching, I don't know if you guys, well, assuming if you're watching this, you've seen Angry Video Game Nerd, I hope anyway. Come on, let's go. This is what I don't get. Sometimes... there we go. Jeez. I got so frustrated, I lost my train of thought there. Alright, come on. I'm in 10th place. I was gonna mention something about Angry Video Game Nerd. Oh well. It's probably lost for the better. Oh man. nice. Oh, nice. This still is nice. Nice. Yeah, there's still, I mean, I leveled this bike up, but there's still not much of a challenge to driving it, which is cool. But then again, I don't think that these, at least that course was that challenging. Sweet. I also, as a musician, I like the music to this. It's cool. Wow. And they got bats and stuff. I was too concentrated on switching to steel. Alright, let's see what I can do here. I mean, this is slightly reminiscent of Cruising USA or anything in that. Too busy trying to steal stuff. Alright, let's just go back to that. So this obviously is introducing you to the curves. Nice. Really want one of those bats, but I'm not going to chance it. Okay, so we're going to be turning this way. Is there anything that I can... Whoa. Yes. Also, incidentally, I've been doing game reviews. I've been working on getting a better Day of the Tentacle record, currently a speed run record specifically. Currently, I'm in 14th place on speedrun.com, but I want to get a better place, at least like 3rd or 4th or something. Which I don't think it'll be hard because I've been playing that game religiously, like, I don't know, since maybe I was 8 years old. It's that sad. Whee! Oh, hello, wall. Oh, nice. I thought I'd wipe out there, but I didn't. Yeah, in some ways, this is, well, actually, really, in most ways, this is a lot more forgiving than the original. Damn it. Love that animation. But in other ways, it's slightly harder. It feels like they reduced the size of the track, and maybe on the Game Gear they just felt so long because they only had like 2 megabytes to work with. I don't know. But yeah. The other thing too was it was just a lot harder to place in those games originally. I mean, I really had to work at it, and I love racing games. I'm good at racing games. Did I actually place? As my bike flies over the finish line, it counts as 4th. Alright, let's see if I can get Thoy. Also, this morning I'm taking a break from some of my studio work. One thing I'm working on is making fun of Night of the Living Dead, which will be ready in time for Halloween. I put up a video of the Rudy Giuliani zombie thing. So, a lot of people like this. Nice. And yeah, I've just been working on a boatload of media. I've been doing some songwriting as well, and yeah, it's another thing I'm just kind of using this morning to take a break from. I wrote a pop tune, and I'm going to live stream basically the evolution of it. And I did a little bit of talking about composition and, you know, basic chord structure. Well, not chord structure, but chord patterns. Cadences, as we call them in the biz. And yeah, so got that going for me, which is nice. Ah, yes. Alright, let's see if this... Oh, I thought that was a cop. We must be really small because these cars are incredibly big compared to our motorcycles. Yeah. Oh, man. If only I could have jumped into first place. It's really weird. Speaking of the Rumble Pack, I was just reading that message there. I had some really weird errors happen with the Rumble Pack on 007. First, it didn't work on two separate copies of the game. Then I came back the next day, and I kept getting an error where it would just continuously vibrate whenever you started a level or you started the multiplayer. Jeez. You can see this is becoming harder. Whee! Yeah, suspension. Alright, come on. I think you can also skip over fellow bikers with that A thing. I could be wrong. Alright, wow. This is crazy. Alright. Yay. No. Wait. Alright, there you go. Quite the dance. I guess this one kind of has hands. There's another one that doesn't actually wear, like they have a short sleeve thing on. It looks like they have no hands. Alright, cool. Yeah, so this is Wave Race 64. Hope you had fun. I will catch you next time, my fiends.